that there's something so special about you and me, babe. So just say the words, cause you know what it means to me, babe.
Welcome to the Babes in Sports podcast. My name is Jamie Hersch.
I'm Tory Roy. We're two friends navigating being mothers, wives, and successful women in the demanding, male-dominated world of sports. And we're back. And we have a lot to catch up on, fam. We have been really, really busy. That's why we haven't been able to record in a while. But you know what? It makes it so much more fun when we do get to come back and do it because we're refreshed. We have some exciting guests. And more importantly, we have some exciting news. Jamie, what's up?
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey. Well, the first bit of news is that Tory and I got to reunite in the best way. We went to No Doubt at Sphere, and I'd never been. I was so excited to experience the magic of Sphere and highly recommend 10 out of 10 run to a show at Sphere. Because, Tory, I had the best time with you.
I had the best time. Thanks for having me. And thanks for the idea. And thanks for getting tickets and kind of like forcing my hand to make sure I got my ass out there because we had talked about it for so long and to figure it out with our schedules. Shout out to our husbands for taking care of the kids that week. But it was honestly like nothing I'd ever experienced. It's not just a show. It's an experience. It's the music, obviously. But you and I talked about this a lot while we were there. Like, it is so in sync. Everything that is being displayed on their monitors, the way they vibrate the seats and light up the seats, it is all like thought out detail by detail. And the drinks were also quite delicious at Sphere.
Yeah. Shout out to Sphere Margaritas. Also, shout out to you for encouraging me to go all in with you and dress accordingly. Theme outfit. Please run to our Instagrams to find our fire outfits because I had so much fun. And honestly, everyone else that I know who saw that we did that, they're like, that's so cool. If you're going to go to a show like that, you might as well go all out. So
we would have stood out if we didn't, honestly, because everyone did. And you got the most compliments of anyone because your outfit was so perfect.
I mean, you were heads left and right. What was there? Was an older guy that like stopped you and said something really weird and then was like, just kidding, I'm married.
So Vegas, guys, but just
Vegas.
Proceed with caution if you're going to go Gwen Stefani app inspired. Just know that, you're going to get some attention.
You're going to attract attention. And speaking of Vegas, of Vegas, PWHL Las Vegas, baby!
Whoa.
Yes, exclusive gear, exclusive merch. I am so happy because if anyone did not hear the news, the PWHL Professional Women's Hockey League, of which I am a part since day one, announced that they are expanding to Las Vegas. And Tory, this is an absolute dream come true. When we decided to move to Las Vegas 2 years ago, I just hoped that I could still work for the PWHL and fly wherever. And that's what I've been doing. But now to not have to fly to my job is such a game changer, as any working mom and dad out there will know. So I'm so happy.
Congratulations to the league for expanding. Congratulations to you. Like, this is like, I was almost as excited as you, I feel like, because I just know how much it means to you, knowing the commitment that you and Matt and the kids at this point have, to your jobs and to making it work. It's just like one of those moments where you're just like, yes, things like the puzzle pieces all fit now, right? Like you moved out there, you took this gamble, things started to fall in place. And now it's like, whoa, no, this really was the right thing, right? So that's the best feeling. And it's just like, how cool for the kids to come see you at work there now. Like, I don't know. My mind is exploding thinking about all the opportunities. So
I know.
Congrats all around.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be really, really great. And I think it'll be super successful because who doesn't want to come to Vegas to watch their team play? So now there are going to be, a dozen teams in the league, and a lot of that fan base will go to Vegas for a game. And we also, at the announcement, which I got to MC, which was also so meaningful, we had like 300 youth hockey player girls there. So just to show that visual sign that like hockey is a big deal in Las Vegas. Vegas is a hockey city, and there are so many girls that now, like there was this 12-year-old that got up on stage and shared her story and said something like, I hope someday I can play for my hometown team here in Las Vegas. And I was like tearing up because what an amazing thing for these little girls to have a team now, to grow up watching. And yes, they have the Golden Knights, and we love our Golden Knights. Shout out Western Conference Final. But it's a women's hockey sports town too now, and it's
visual, right? It's visual for young girls to see, right? That's just that's a huge difference. So everyone can go to Sphere and watch The Knights? Or what's the mascot again now? Going to be in Vegas?
We don't know. We don't know yet. The team name, everything has to happen between now and November. And so they're going to have to hire everyone. They have the colors, but they don't have a name or a logo yet. So that's coming, but stay tuned.
So go visit Jamie, go visit the Sphere, and go watch women play some kick-ass hockey. It's great things coming in Vegas. So that's our Vegas themed portion of the show. And we're pretty excited to keep that going with things that we love and are passionate about. So my turn, because I get to introduce our next guest. As a former Duke athlete, I am certainly biased. I am also wearing a really old Duke tennis t-shirt. But when it comes to college athletics, not many places stick with you the way Duke does. And looking at the industry right now, the traditional playbook for college sports, James, like it's being tossed out. It's just nothing is the same. And our guest today isn't just reacting to that shift. She's setting the pace for what comes next. Nina King took over as Duke's vice president and director of athletics during a massive pivot point for the university. From navigating the post-Coach K era to a groundbreaking media deal with Amazon Prime, she is proving you can honor traditions while still pursuing the future and being a badass mom to her two sons, Connor and Austin, at the same time. Nina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to be with you. Thanks for the invitation.
I have to start by congratulating you first on the deal with Prime. For all the Dukies out there, that partnership officially kicks off Thanksgiving week this year in Las Vegas with Duke men's basketball playing UConn. And I am very excited to get some revenge in that game. Nina, before we talk mom talk, what excites you the most about this partnership?
Yeah, first, listen, thanks for the congrats, but it really was truly a team effort on our end. Our head men's basketball coach, John Shire, is so visionary, and it's been so much fun to work with him over the past 4 seasons. And we've got an incredible general manager, Rachel Baker, and our sport administrator for men's basketball, Todd Mezabov. So really kind of the 4 of us hit the pavement and met with Amazon a few times. And the impetus was like, we want to do something big and bold. And this is Duke men's basketball. We are elite. Sorry, Carolina fans. But we are elite. We want to continue to be innovative and cutting edge. And listen, at a time where we really have to keep differentiating ourselves because college athletics, the landscape is just so chaotic. We thought, what can we do to stand out? So it was great. And it's helpful. We've got some Duke connections over at Amazon and some Duke folks. And so much fun to meet with them and really kind of develop this groundbreaking initiative. And I think it's really just kind of the start of what we can do with them.
It's an incredible start, and we are all about it here. So really looking forward to that. And Jamie's out in Vegas too, actually. So maybe she can catch
nice. Awesome.
Talking about men's basketball, you've also mentioned, Nina, that your family is your team. In our industry, the sports industry, it's 24/7, nights and weekends. How do you redefine what being present looks like?
Oh, every day. Am I going to be present at the 7th grade lacrosse game or Duke men's lacrosse in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament? So it just depends, I think, on the day, on the hour, what present looks like. For me, it's really important, though, that people know who I am as a person, not just, an administrator sitting behind a desk running this crazy business, but that I am a mom, I'm a wife, I do things kind of outside of the office. So for me, I bring my kids around a lot. They love, kind of the big games, but also, we go to field hockey and we go to lacrosse and we've been to tennis and just kind of everything. They love just being in this environment and watching our student athletes compete. They always ask me, especially after football and men's basketball, Mom, can we go in the locker room with you afterwards? And so how awesome. They get to hear, coaches' speeches to their teams, and they get to watch high-performing student athletes. And so what an incredible environment to be able to raise my kids in. But then also they can see that's why Mom isn't home all the time, because I'm on the road supporting our teams or I'm at meetings. They understand a little bit better because they're around it, the demands of my job. And then also, then our folks here understand, maybe I can't make it to a basketball game because I'm at my kids' school play or something like that. Mm-hmm. So just for folks to really kind of understand everything that makes up who I am is important to me. And then vice versa, I want to get to know, especially our student athletes, who they are as people. So what I do every year, I meet with our freshman student athletes one-on-one. We have about 150 of them. So it takes me all year. I mean,
Wow.
I just had a meeting yesterday. Now, we had graduation last weekend, and I still had a freshman meeting yesterday. But for me, that's about, listen, I know your accolades. I know why you're here, All American this, how great you are at your sport. But tell me, what are you watching on TV? Tell me about your family. What do your parents do? I always ask them, what's your most memorable experience at Duke so far? And so it's really fun to hear all of those ideas. I've watched a lot of bad TV, though, on their recommendations. So I won't get into which ones are really bad,
Okay.
but
Okay.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
fun.
that's amazing. No, I think that is so great. And a lot of that resonates with us as moms too. You mentioned bringing your kids along with you to your job. And that's something I think Tori and I are dreaming about. We're not quite
Yeah.
there yet because our oldest sons they just turned 7. And then
Okay.
we
Not
have daughters.
ready yet.
Soon,
Yeah.
soon.
And then we have 4-year-old daughters. And
Oh
so
my gosh, so
like,
fun.
I do, that is a dream of mine, right?
Yeah.
I travel a lot for work too, calling different sporting events. And I've thought, I think we're getting close to the point where I could take
Yeah.
at least my oldest on a trip for a weekend. And, yes, I'll have to focus and do my job for a couple hours, but he can be on his iPad or something for 2
Exactly.
hours, heaven
Exactly.
forbid.
Yeah.
But I think that's really valuable because then they grow up understanding like, oh, mom's not just absent because she doesn't love me or care about me, but she is
Yeah.
absent. She's doing really meaningful work. So I
Yep.
think that's really cool
Exactly.
that you're
Yeah,
really
it's been fun.
prioritizing that. Yeah. I guess my question for you is more just about schedule because I can only imagine what it's like to try to balance everything. So what does a typical day during the school year look like for you? And do you get time off for like summer vacation or not really?
Yeah, you kind of try to squeeze it in. And that also is to be respectful of my kids' time and their breaks. So of course we take a summer vacation because that's when we're all home together. And so we definitely try to squeeze it in. My kids don't really get spring break. All of their classmates are going to all of these exotic locations, and we're typically in Charlotte for the men's basketball ACC tournament, which is amazing and so cool. But they don't get
Right.
the whatever fill in the blank beach vacation. So we try to be really intentional about our summers. We let our kids, both of them, when they turn 13, you get to pick where we go for family vacation, but you have to help plan it. And my boys are very different. And so my first one, when he turned 13, it was Italy, and it was great. We just kind of made him do a little bit of research on Italy. Last summer, my my youngest, we went to Universal Studios. So,
Very different.
in terms of helping plan it, I made him read a little bit about Universal Studios, the movie business, that kind of thing, just to make it a little educational. So summer, yes, we find the time. During the school year, a typical day, there is no typical day. And I will say, I mentioned we just had graduation, but we still have, I think it's 7 teams competing. So it doesn't really feel like the school year is over for athletics at all. And I was actually trying to map out my travel for next weekend to go watch either golf or possibly softball or men's lacrosse. And I just want to be present for our teams, especially in the postseason when they're chasing titles, and really to be out there to support them. So it makes some weeks a little hairy, a little busy, but really no typical day. I mean, this week we had ACC meetings in Florida, so I traveled for that. I'm on several boards. I travel for USA Basketball, Women Leaders in Sports, the National Association of Collegiate Athletic Directors. I'm on those boards, so it has travel. Any given week, plus Duke and Big Duke, right? So as a vice president, I'm on the president's cabinet, which is an amazing role to hold, to be able to, sit at the table at the highest level for our university and really hear and contribute to how decisions are made for not just athletics, but for the university. So that often includes events, campaign events for Big Duke and various things. So
There.
Honestly, all day yesterday, I thought it was Friday and it was Thursday. And
Yeah.
I'm on the road
Yeah,
right
you're in
now
New
and
City
I've
too
taken
as
a red-eye
well.
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
What
even know
time
what
zone?
time zone I'm in
Easy.
half the time. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes.
I
Do you have
totally,
the wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, which hotel am I? What
yes.
city? What time do I need to be up? Is my alarm going to go off? All of
Yeah.
those freak out
I'm like,
Yeah.
wait
moments.
The
Yeah.
for kids
weirdest
to
thing
come
is
wake me up.
exactly
Yeah.
that. Waking up and figuring out where you are is something that it's, I guess I got used to it, but it is jarring where you're like, what hotel am I on? What side
Yes.
is it? Like, this is actually really funny, but I've kind of tried to like make everything as predictable as possible in terms of my bedtime routine so that no matter what hotel room I'm in, what side the bed is facing, like I always sleep on the same side.
Yeah.
I always tell I don't know. It's
That's
weird, but
smart. Yeah.
that seems to help calm my mind
Yeah.
or whatever
Good.
when I'm in.
Routine is helpful.
Yeah, exactly. You are obviously a pretty big deal in terms of being a pioneer and certainly opening a lot of doors for women and especially Black women. So I can imagine that comes with a lot of responsibility, right? Like, how do you handle the added pressure of all of that in a job that already comes with a lot of pressure, no matter who sits in that chair?
Yeah, that part I think is opportunity, so much more than responsibility. I get to sit in this chair. I get to expand what leadership looks like in spaces where it hasn't traditionally looked like me. And so how awesome is that? I often say that I get to pave the way, not for people to come behind me, because I'm hopeful to have still a lengthy career, but for people to come with me, people that look like me, or people that might not have had opportunities traditionally to come with me and do this. I really didn't want to be an athletic director. I was so nervous for some of the things that are true pressure in these jobs, and sometimes the high profile nature of the job. And I didn't know if that's what I wanted. I knew how to do the job. I just wasn't sure I wanted what came along with it. But when I really sat back and thought about, there just aren't enough people who look like me that do these jobs, I thought, if I have this opportunity, then I should go for it and really help others come to the same realization, whether they want to do the job or not. Really, for folks to really see that they too can do this. So what an incredible opportunity. And I'm in an incredible environment. Our president's cabinet is mostly women. We have so many female deans on this campus. It's just, we feel so supported here at Duke, and so really thankful that I get to do the hard and pave the way and make change at a place like Duke.
That's such a good way to put it, and two things. First, I've always felt that way at Duke, even 20 years ago. Like it still felt like there were always strong female leaders that I could go to, like from the
Yeah.
administration side and the athletic side, which was like a blessing and ahead of its time, which
Yeah.
continues to be. And it's so refreshing to hear you speak of opportunity instead of pressure, right? Because I think we face that a lot in our jobs as being not only not a lot of female, but just not a lot of moms are
Yeah.
doing sports journalism the way we are. And so we want to set the stage. We want to give advice. That's why we're doing this podcast, because you do feel so isolated when you don't have people around
Yeah.
you that look like you or know what you're going through just to get your job done, just get out of bed
Yes.
maybe that day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can all
Very
do
true.
this together.
Yeah.
Jamie and I also talk a lot about on this pod about how being a mom translates better empathy as a journalist,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
what specific mom skills do you think help you directly manage your department of diverse personalities and high profile coaches?
Yeah, I think it's empathy. And I think just as women, we tend to have more empathy than our male counterparts. And so I think that's really important when dealing with the 300 plus employees that we have in Duke Athletics, but then there's also the 700 student athletes. And right, so such an array of people from 18-year-old students on. And so really, being human and making situations personal, trying to understand all perspectives when making decisions, when having conversations, when engaging with all the various constituents, just kind of trying to, have the diverse perspective of, okay, I was 18 once, I've gotten in trouble before, or even just yesterday, I had a student athlete come and meet with me in my office and was dressed kind of, I don't need you to dress up. Honestly, I'm in a sweatshirt and jeans right now. But the outfit was really kind of, and I thought, okay, how am I going to do this without sounding condescending, turning it into a teaching moment? Because I really don't care, but I just don't want you to walk into an interview or an employer or a conversation where you really should be dressed a little bit nicer than a cotton tank top and ripped jeans. And so,
That's
being able to
tough.
have those conversations. I often also I meet with recruits a lot and our student athletes, obviously, and tell them, come here and I've got a mom hug for you. Because I know you're far away from home or away from home and you just might need a mom hug, and I've got you. So I think those are helpful things when doing this job, but also, not being too soft, because then when you get in the negotiating room or when you get in the tough decision room, you don't want to look like a pushover either. So really kind of trying to internally, but outwardly show that I've got balance, right? Like I can be tough too, and I can make decisions, and I can negotiate with you if I need to, those kinds of things.
Yeah, no, that's really valuable
Fine.
and
Mhm.
really great. And I think, that's something that I want to teach even my kids too, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to put so much importance on what you look like, what you wear, etc. But it is your outward expression of yourself to the world and how do you want
Yeah.
to present yourself. So I think it is
Yes.
valuable for sure. And
Yeah.
maybe those student athletes that you're talking to, maybe they never had someone tell them that. So
Yeah.
that's I think really
Yeah.
valuable that you can bring that.
For
Okay,
sure.
so
Wait,
you
Jamie, I just wanted to say for things to teach your kids, but don't teach your kids that you'll negotiate with them because that's a non-negotiable situation. Mom's always right.
I love that. Thank
Right.
you.
Very important.
Check. Noted. Done. Yeah, so as a mom of are they both teenagers? Two teenage boys?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Keep me on your prayer list, please.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you. I mean, what are we in for? Like, what is the greatest challenge, but also the greatest joy of being a boy mom?
Um, It's all a joy, all a joy, all a joy. No,
Uh-huh.
listen, and I think I don't know. People say, and I was a teenage girl, obviously, but I don't have teenage girls, and so boys are a little less drama. But I do think that they get sucked into the drama a little bit. My biggest thing, and I'm lucky because my kids think I have a cool job and they want to be around me still. Knock on wood.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like the grunting at me, and when I ask you a question, getting one word answers or can I get a little more? And so me as a mom trying to figure out instead of saying, how was your day? Like, how am I going to get something else out of you rather than fine?
Yeah.
So trying to have conversations. So I think that's the biggest challenge and to know when to kind of leave them alone. But I want them to know that I'm always there for them, whether they want to talk to me or not. They can come and talk to me, that kind of thing. So I don't know. Listen, parenting is a lot of figure it out as you go moments. Um, and we've survived to this point, and I hope to continue to over the next whatever we've got left with these boys at home. But they are an absolute joy. But it's just chaos at every
Mhm.
moment. They smell, they eat a lot, they're messy. But whatever, it's our messy, and so we deal with it.
Love that.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Yes. Good luck.
Thanks.
You
We're all
got this.
praying for each other. All right,
Yeah.
Nina, before we let you go, Jim, you want to do rapid fire and then we'll say goodbye.
Sure, let's
All right.
go. Yeah, so rapid fire, as short as long as you want, but typically
Yeah.
we go fast. So,
Okay.
I've never been to Duke, so I need to go. I just
Nice.
went to North Carolina for the first time. I work in hockey and I traveled with the Golden Knights to Cary, right? Is that where the Canes play?
Yep.
So that's as close as I've been, but it was pouring
Yeah.
rain the whole time we were there, and so I didn't
Mm.
even get a chance to go out and score. So I got to do that,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm going to be taking notes for some of these dookie things that I need to learn. Okay, what's your go-to food spot in Durham?
But we are such a foodie town. It's really cool since I've been here since 2008, and it's amazing how far it's come. But I don't really have a go-to. I just like going to local Durham places that invest in our community. And I will say, I mean, today I'm headed out to our softball game, and Grub is right by
Oh,
East Campus, and so that's my go-to for today. But I don't really have a go-to. We like to explore it all.
cool.
Well, before we go to the next one, can I get your
Yeah.
Foster's order then?
Oh, Foster's. I haven't been there in a long time, but
Okay.
we would usually go for like Sunday brunch, and the coffee cake is really
Yep.
good. All their
Just
salads,
making
all of
sure.
it, all of it.
That's the spot. Right. Next, James.
Okay, self-care routine that you never miss.
Movement. And so
Ooh.
I definitely try to. I'm a big Peloton fan, and so definitely try to either do the bike or the treadmill. But if neither, then you know what? Honestly, I'll go walk on what I call my indoor track, the concourse in Cameron. Just walk in circles, and Cameron
Wow.
makes some phone calls. That's my like. If I can't get to a big workout for the day, I go walk on my indoor track.
So who's your instructor?
Oh
Peloton.
gosh, all of them. They're all so much fun.
I'm an Emma Lovewell girly, and
Nice.
and Jess King. Those are
I
mine.
love it.
But
We did a Duke ride back in December before a basketball game we played in New York City, and so a bunch of Duke folks, we rented out the studio, so everyone in there was Duke. And Cody did the ride, and his
yes,
assistant went to Duke, and
cool.
so he was in Duke blue, and so it was so much
Awesome.
fun. I mean, the energy in studio is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know I would
Yeah.
love to do that someday. Motivate motivational mantra that you share with your kids and your staff?
Okay, I don't know if this is motivational, but this is what I say a lot to both. I reserve the right to get smarter. And especially to our staff, because they're all coming at me, make a decision on this, that, and the other. Okay, I'm going to make this decision in this moment with the information that you're giving me that I have, but I reserve the right to get smarter if I need to pivot at some point and make a different decision. And kind of the same thing with the kids. Like, again, it goes back to mom's always right, but I reserve the right to get smarter. I might have to change my mind based on the outcomes.
Yeah, there's new information.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Favorite sports team to watch, or just favorite sport to watch outside of Duke Athletics?
I have no favorite children. All the sports are my favorite. We have 27 sports at Duke, but outside of Duke Athletics, then it has to be my kids' teams, right? Durham Academy Cavaliers.
Durham Academy, nice. Love that.
Yeah.
Are you a pro sports fan at all?
Really? I mean, I grew up in Tampa, so watched the Bucks. My middle school and high school classmate is the manager for the Rays. I remember when the Tampa Bay Lightning came to Tampa. So Tampa sports, but my husband is from Connecticut. He's a New England sports guy. So, but I don't have a ton of time for pro sports.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm married to a New England sports guy too. I get it. I feel your pain. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Your latest mom fail.
Latest. I mean, I'm glad you said latest because I feel like it's every day, right? Like I miss, I get to school on the wrong day, or I pick you up at 4 when you're supposed to be picked up at 3, turning in stuff late because I wasn't paying attention. I don't, listen, there's mom fails every day. I feel like sometimes all day. I think the biggest thing is, to just realize like, stuff happens and like we can't be perfect and we can't chase perfection all the time, and so just to be real with our kids in terms of listen, I messed up here or I failed here, I'm sorry I didn't pick you up on time and you had to sit on the curb a little longer, but I feel like there's a lot of mom fails. I mean, we probably could be here for hours on the podcast going through them.
Just so we do this podcast every week, and every week we would share our mom fail of the week.
Yeah.
So exactly.
Because you had them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I do think there's a really big lesson in being able to apologize to your kids and show them, that you make mistakes too, and that you're going to apologize and try to do better. And also to have them give you grace. And that, I mean, that's a learning experience in and of itself. So I think that's really
for
special.
sure.
Last one for me is just the working mom advice. If you have any other mom friends or mom colleagues, any advice that has stuck with you?
I think it goes back to what I just said. Like, we can't be perfect. We can do it all, just not at the same time. And sometimes we don't get it right, even if we try to do it all. So don't chase perfection. Just chase presence and engagement with your family, with your coworkers, with your friends. Just try to make those moments when you can, but really not put the pressure on yourself to get it all done all at once.
Love that.
Perfectly said.
Thank you.
I'm feeling so inspired. I hope everyone out there is as well.
Thank you.
Nina, thank you again. Like, so great to do this with you. I can't wait to go back to Durham, go to Foster's. We'll get our coffee cake.
Yes. And bring Jamie with you.
Yeah. Woo.
We have to get you out of Raleigh. Raleigh is actually where the Canes play. Raleigh and Durham is not the same thing. I don't care what the airport name is.
No.
Come to Durham.
Thank you again, Nina.
Yep.
Go do it.